Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. What's next for Smart employees as talks swirl about a possible merger with BTL? The opposition isn't holding back, slamming the proposed buyout for what they call a lack of transparency and accountability. Down south, Red Bank Village is in the spotlight as residents weigh in on a controversial scarlet macaw sanctuary during a public consultation. In crime news, police have arrested a second suspect in connection with the recent murder of Mark Gabriel in Belmopan. And the UDP is raising eyebrows over the sharing of Belizeans' biometric data on the new border management platform. These stories and more are coming up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
Ever wake up and just feel like today's gonna be a good day? I got a lot to get done, but I love when things easy. So when I heard DigiWallet and Neighbors together, it was a yes for me. Grabbed some stuff, paid some bills, but the best part, I could add funds to my DigiWallet right here at Neighbors. 40 new spots across Belize, plus all the Digi stores. That makes almost 150 places you could now cash in. You see why today feels good?
Good evening and welcome back. Employees at Smart are grappling with growing uncertainty as Belize Telemedia Limited moves forward with plans to acquire the company. A well-placed source inside Smart described the atmosphere as tense, saying, quote, "There's this ambience of uncertainty, not of our day-to-day responsibilities, but on how to plan the way forward," end quote. The source noted that several ongoing projects aimed at long-term goals have stalled due to uncertainty surrounding the proposed acquisition. The company's CEO reportedly acknowledged in a recent meeting that he only became aware of the potential deal in late December. He acknowledged that job losses are a possibility but not a certainty. News 5 has learned that a suggestion was made to employees that many of them could be offered new roles during the transition period. However, employees were reportedly cautioned that benefits such as pensions and bonuses would be halted immediately once the acquisition takes effect until the details are ironed out. Employees were also advised that they could use vacation days now as a reassurance measure. But questions remain about contract renewals and long-term stability. The CEO also assured staff that those made redundant would receive some financial support upon termination. "We've been told to remain optimistic," the source added. "But until there's clarity, it's hard to plan for the future." The United Democratic Party is drawing a hard line on the proposed BTL deal. At a press conference in Belize City this morning, party leader Tracy Panton laid down the law. Yes, The UDP supports tech growth and investment, but not at the expense of transparency or fair play. So what's on their list of non-negotiables? First, full public disclosure of independent assessments, no secrets. Second, a proper debate in Parliament before anything moves forward. Third, strong protection for consumers and workers. And finally, clear rules to keep competition fair. Panton says these measures aren't just nice to have, they're critical to protect the public interest and ensure good governance. In short, the UDP wants progress, but with accountability front and center.
I also take this opportunity to thank the cable providers who heard you, who was not prepared to take on the reputational risk and remove themselves from this proposed acquisition, and for heeding the caution of all those who have joined our voices vociferously to oppose the deal. The long and short of this matter is that Belizeans are being asked to return to monopoly power. A sea change in our current policy without public disclosure, without any evaluation, assessment, or reports, without any parliamentary oversight, and under a weak legal framework. A proposal that we now know was never discussed in cabinet, or even, and this is incredible, fully disclosed to the members of the BTL board, who themselves were expected to rubber stamp and aid and abet the pilfering of a strategic national asset that is owned and financed by the people of Belize.
The UDP isn't slamming the door on a telecom monopoly, but they're making it clear that their list of non-negotiables must come first before any deal is signed. And there's another big reveal. Party leader Tracy Panton and UDP chair Sheena Pitts met with Lord Michael Ashcroft on Monday to lay out the opposition's position on the proposed sale. Remember, Ashcroft's Waterloo Group Charitable Trust owns 77% of Smart. Panton says the meeting was about transparency and dialogue. As she put it, she's ready to talk with all investors because, in her words, she's the Prime Minister in waiting.
Indeed, I met with Mr. Ashcroft to make it clear to him what the position of the party is. We cannot continue to support any kind of public acquisition that has to do with, that will affect materially the public interest. That is our stand. We cannot support a monopoly. The future, and you want me to say there'll be absolutely no monopoly. Well, there should be absolutely no monopoly in electricity. There should be absolutely no monopoly in water. That is the stance we're going to take. In democratic countries, with the population size that we have, there's room for monopolies because we have a small market to serve. That is why there's only one electricity provider, and that is why there's only one provider for water services. I also will report here that the chairman of BTL is now scrambling to meet with the opposition. And I say, and I told him I would speak with the team and get back with him, why do you want to have the conversation now after your hand was caught in the cookie jar? Tell us what the deal was prior prior to getting here. I seek to be the next leader of this country. And the next leader of this country must be open to meet with all investors. Where I choose to meet with them and not meet with them is immaterial, in my opinion.
Here's something you might have missed from BTL's press conference on Friday. A big revelation about what it will cost to settle with former employees who sued for severance pay. Chairman Markhelm Lizarraga says the landmark Caribbean Court of Justice ruling, which changes how severance is handled in Belize, will hit the company hard, somewhere between $11 and $15 million. After years of legal battles, the CCJ ruled that pension benefits don't replace an employee's right to severance, meaning BTL must now pay hundreds of former workers. One of them, Bernard Pitts Jr., says this fight was never just about money. It was about fixing a long-standing misinterpretation of the law. Meanwhile, Lizarraga confirms the company is complying with the judgment, despite the unexpected multi-million-dollar blow.
We have initiated action through our attorneys, and that's Courtney and Coy. And so far it has yielded positive results. The issue is that for years, while being at BTL, the issue was about severance. And BTL was of the opinion that because there's a pension scheme in place, they don't need to pay severance. And the interpretation of the law was not correct on BTL's part. And so they made it very clear, and I would quote by Justice Jamanar, it's a social legislation. And therefore you cannot say that pension and severance are the same. Also, if you did not account for paying it when those persons left, then you cannot say that you have paid it. And so the issue really stemmed from when the CBA was amended to have that, the severance is subsumed by the pension. That is not correct, right? And that was one of the things we were fighting for. It's very necessary that the workers of Belize, not just those of BTL, understand where their rights are. And you cannot sleep on your rights, because imagine you're working for 30, 35 years at a company like BTL. The amount of severance that you would have foregone sleeping on your rights, I mean, it's a pretty penny.
We've had to make an adjustment for what you call it in Instagram? An unforeseen event, which is somewhere between $11 and $15 million hit this year as a consequence of the CCJ's ruling, which we will honor.
We are honoring.
And we are honoring. We've already started this work. Thank you. Sorry?
For the 200 plus people seeking
Yes.
it.
Yes.
For those that we have been informed are legally qualified to receive it, we will be dispersing. We're going to be following the law.
Coming up, public consultation held on Scarlet Macaw Sanctuary. More when we return.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. Jesus says in John 8:12, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. It is said that when the famed O. Henry was on his deathbed, that he turned to the maid attending him in a darkened room and said, raise up the shades. I do not want to go home in the dark. As man faces death, he need not fear going home in the dark. When Jesus died for our sins on the cross of Calvary, he raised the shade up. No longer do we have to walk in darkness. Jesus said in John that if men walk in darkness, it is because their deeds are evil. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Don't leave Earth without Him. He has raised the shade up, and you don't have to go home in the dark. Trust Him today for forgiveness, and let Him turn the light on in your life. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
This year, Belize felt more connected than ever. We stood with the moments that shape us, our culture, our youth, our stories. And we lifted young dreams even higher, powered by advancement and possibility. Everywhere, Belize is growing, and as the nation evolves, so does the way we connect. This year, Belize showed its light, and we were honored to drive innovation across the country. As we look ahead, our promise is simple: to unite communities, nurture dreams, and continue leading Belize's digital transformation. From our Digi family to yours, wishing you a bright and prosperous 2026.
Happy New Year!
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Last week, we took you to Red Bank Village, where the government is proposing a second sanctuary in the Maya Mountains, a prime feeding ground for hundreds of scarlet macaws and a potential tourism hotspot. But that plan has stirred controversy. Residents say they were left out of the conversation and are worried after comments from Minister Orlando Hebet suggesting some farmers might have to relocate if the sanctuary goes ahead. Tonight, we're back in Red Bank for a public consultation where local tour guides are speaking up about why they believe the sanctuary is vital for the community. According to tour guide Basilio Mes, their earlier meeting with Minister Hebet was all about raising concerns over developments in the macaw feeding grounds, areas where these guides make their living.
I think it all started out, I would say, early last year, whereby a certain individual in Red Bank started to survey the Scarlet Macaw Hills, which is those hills that you see in the background over there. That's the feeding grounds of the Scarlet Macaws. And so because of that, myself and a few guides approached the village council, not knowing that the Ministry of Sustainable Development already approached them about protecting these hills right here. So I think because of that, that is the reason why we had to go in all out now for the protection of the feeding grounds of these magnificent birds.
So the hills that were surveyed and potentially to be sold, right? How exactly would that impede on the work that you guys do?
It would be very bad for us, as we will not be able to come and work in our area anymore. The people in the community of Red Bank won't be able to access these hills anymore once it goes into private hands. So that is why we are pushing for a sanctuary too, whereby everybody, including myself, the tour guides, the villagers of Red Bank, the farmers, can still have access to these hills and can still go and collect whatever they need on the hills for their personal use sustainably. When we first came here, there would have been thousands of birds that would fly and feed on exactly where we're standing right now and on those hills. Over the years, we saw that the numbers decreased to just a couple hundred birds at one point. And that's probably because of our of human intervention, encroaching in their natural habitat.
A new push to ease court backlogs and resolve civil disputes faster is taking shape in Belize's justice system. This morning, the senior courts formally swore in settlement officers tasked with leading judicial settlement conferences, a process aimed at helping parties settle before cases turn into drawn-out trials. Shane Williams was there and files this report.
Think of it as a guided sit-down where court officers help both parties hash out fair agreements without the courtroom drama. It saves time, cut costs, and eases the strain on our already stretched courts, keeping cases out of lengthy trials. Justice Martha Alexander explains how this initiative will work and why it represents a major step toward a more efficient and accessible justice system.
Judicial settlement conferences, or JSCs, as they are commonly called, are structured, court-supported processes through which parties assisted by a neutral settlement officer are afforded the opportunity to explore resolution in a confidential and non-adversarial setting. A judicial settlement conference does not trump litigation, nor is it a substitute, but it works alongside the trial process to achieve a resolution that is fair and in the interests of both sides.
This bold initiative is being driven by Chief Justice Louise Blenman, who also chairs the Judicial Settlement Conferences Management Committee. She says Belize has made big strides in delivering justice faster during her tenure, but admits there is still a lot of work ahead to clear backlogs and keep pace with a country that's becoming more litigious. This is why she set out to recruit a team of the most respected legal minds in Belize to serve on the Judicial Settlement Conferences.
Just 3 years ago, the Civil Division had very severe backlogs. They were matters that stood in stagnation for as many as 9 years. And some judges had as much as 140 cases in their dockets. They were also faced with hundreds of appeals from the inferior courts, which further contributed to the backlog. To put it frankly, the situation was dire. However, I'm pleased to say that even without the same level of resources and support as the criminal division, the civil division, they have worked diligently in substantially reducing the backlog. Now we have developed a zero tolerance policy against delivering judgments, written judgments beyond 6 months. However, their workload still remains heavy as civil litigation has increased in Belize. Our judges are stretched thin. As you are aware, we re-energized civil mediation over the past 2 years, and this has yielded some results. However, it has not had the level of success that we anticipated. Nevertheless, we hope that civil mediation, and we envision that civil mediation together with judicial settlement conferences as valuable alternative dispute resolution tools would yield great results for the early determination of cases.
Chief Justice Blendman persuaded 10 of Belize's top senior counsels to volunteer their expertise as pro bono officers for the judicial settlement conferences. Senior Counsel Rodwell Williams says it is a service the officers are all happy to provide for the benefit of Belize's justice system.
As settlement officers, we confirm our undertaking to assist in guiding parties towards an amicable settlement in appropriate civil matters with a view to promote efficacy, reduce litigation costs, and generally to ensure a more effective administration of justice in Belize. We also take it as settlement officers that our service is intended to be entirely voluntary without recompense, and I am confident and I trust that my colleagues are quite comfortable with that.
Chief Justice Blendman stresses that the bench isn't handing off its duties to settlement officers. Justices of the High Court will determine what matters are referred to the JSC, and those will be cases that have the best chance of being resolved by settlement.
We owe you a debt of gratitude. Your willingness to volunteer your time and expertise epitomizes the very best of the legal profession and is a positive symbol to the judiciary, the bar, and the wider public that one is never too important to put service above self. Concomitantly, I want to make it clear and to assuage any fears you may have as settlement officers that our goal is not to pass on the most difficult cases to you. You may breathe a sigh of relief.
Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
After the break, second arrest in Mark Gabriel murder case. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
We have exciting news for you. RFNG Life Insurance is now officially in your town. Now, you can visit our office to pay your life insurance premiums or speak to our dedicated agent, Mayeli, about securing your future with the right coverage.
Hi, my name is Mayeli Hoy, your designated agent here at RFNG Life in the Cayo District. I'm here to help you explore your options, answer your questions, and find the perfect policy for you and your loved ones.
Whether you're looking for life insurance, critical illness coverage, or future saving plans, we've got you covered. Take the first step towards securing a stable and prosperous financial future for you and your family. RFNG Life Insurance, now in Cayo. Visit us today or call to schedule an appointment. Your future starts here.
crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go pupusas!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Come to Banquet, find your way. Engines roar at the break of day. Volvo outboard surf the waves. Castrol oil is what they crave. Live with power, feel the sound. Heavy machines shake the ground. Riding Honda, feeling proud. Rev it up and shout aloud. Feel the wind against your skin. Now so wide, let's begin. At Banquet, where dreams ignite. Gear up, let's take flight. Kohler's power runs our towns. JCB lifts heavy pounds. Find the tools to build your dreams. Banquet's got the best machines. Grip the wheel and never slip. Feel the rush, it's time to trip. Every brand you know and love. Banquet fits you like a glove. Feel the wind against your skin. Now so wide, let's begin. At Banquet, where dreams ignite. Gear up, let's take flight.
Banquet, equipment, parts, service. We represent quality.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the SmartThing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Police have made a major breakthrough in the January 2nd murder of 55-year-old Mark Gabriel. 2 days after the killing, investigators charged 25-year-old Camalote resident Wilhelm Coy. And today, there's a second arrest. 29-year-old Shaylon Santos is now facing a murder charge in connection with Gabriel's death. Santos is no stranger to the law. He was previously charged for the 2017 murder of 18-year-old Kionia Ara, but was acquitted in 2022. Tonight, police say the investigation continues.
So I'm getting the resources needed. We're getting whatever is needed for them to do the job and make sure that we go after the young people. It cannot be that one small amount of people are holding our country hostage. It will not be. And we will make sure that we go after them and the full enforcement of the law is going to come on them. We have cameras installed throughout the capital, and I think that is what have helped us to solve this murder. Do we need more? I guess we do, and we are looking at the deployment of those cameras around the capital. But for now, I think that our communities and our citizens need to, they are the other law enforcement part that is needed. Many times they see something, they don't see anything, but then they will go on social media and rant and rave and holler at the police when they do anything. We depend on the community.
Restaurant owner Lee Mark Chang says Belize's BPO sector is at the center of a growing credit card fraud problem. Chang says he has proof that stolen credit card details are being sold and used for online shopping, leading to hundreds of costly chargebacks from banks. While he admits call centers are vital to Belize's economy, Chang warns this growing scam is hurting businesses so badly that restaurants may have to stop accepting online credit card payments altogether. And it doesn't stop there. He revealed fraudsters are now beating security checks by sending fake ID photos to override verification systems. His message? This is serious and it needs urgent action.
I have not made a big issue out of it in terms of publicly. Reason being, our local economy is highly dependent on these jobs, and a lot of young people coming out, they get paid very well. You know, it's much better than the minimum wage, and so they make their money, and everybody's happy. You know, the call centers get their English-speaking workers. We get our income for the locals, jobs for the locals, and it's a win-win situation. But when credit card information is being stolen, and I say this with evidence, I do not say this lightly, I do not BS. I am telling you, I have facts where credit card information is being sold, credit card information is being given, credit card information is traded or given to people to use. And how we know it's fraud is when the bank sends back the statement and say, okay, there's a chargeback for these accounts. And we're not talking about 5, 10, 15 or 20. We're talking about hundreds of chargebacks. Hundreds. I quietly investigate these matters, and I try to come to amicable solutions with the persons. If you use a credit card, one of our deterrent is we need an ID of the person. So that was one of the good deterrents, and so it was very hard for them to get away with it, especially for U.S. credit cards. Now, what they're using, they're taking pictures of the ID and they're sending it as part of this to override our security protocols. So we will have to see if it continues. We might have to stop accepting online credit cards outright.
Businessman Lee Mark Chang is tightening delivery rules in parts of Belize City, and it's all about keeping his drivers safe. Chang says past incidents, including assaults and robberies, have forced his restaurant to stop delivering to high-risk areas like Pelican and Antelope Street extensions. And now similar problems are popping up in Lake Independence, prompting Chonsan Palace to ask customers to meet drivers at safer, more accessible spots. Chang admits it's a tough call, but says protecting staff comes first.
A while back, we had to start deliver in extension area, the Pelican, Antelope Street extensions. When our delivery guys were back there, they either get maced, robbed, assaulted, everything, the whole 9 yards. And even one of our guys got killed some years ago. So there are certain areas that we don't go into. We call the customer, come out for your food to the main, and then we can deliver your food for you. So usually they do come out majority of the times. Martins was not in that scope, but recently we have been having a lot of problems with the area. Before anything does happen to one of the drivers, we want them to be safe. And so we are asking our customers to come out in the main, or come out at least to one of the streets where you're comfortable, the driver is comfortable, where safety is not an issue for the drivers. So it was a hard choice to make, but safety is tantamount and first.
When we return, KHMH Nair's CEO appointment after months of vacancy.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
This year reminded us that our work is so much more than communication. It's connection. Every time we supported a school, a youth program, or a community event, we felt the heartbeat of Belize. We met students who just needed someone to believe in them, and families grateful for a supportive hand. We saw communities welcome SMART not just as a brand, but a trusted friend. For us, impact is created through service, presence, and purpose. As we move into a new year, we remain committed to empowering our communities and sharing stories that reflect how SMART strengthens the connections that matter most.
That commitment to people drives how we build our products. We focus on delivering real value and flexibility. We upgraded our postpaid plans to include social media data, keeping you connected to your favorite platforms without the extra cost. For the prepay family, we enhanced prepay plans to ensure you get more data and benefits from every single recharge. Flex bundles now better match real-time budgets, improving affordability. We introduced affordable Mexico data bundles to keep you connected while traveling. We are listening, adapting, and ensuring you get high-value connectivity you deserve.
Great plans need a great network. Smart strengthened its promise of bringing people together by investing heavily in expansion. We added new towers in key areas, bringing a stronger signal and improved service to more communities. Customers along the coastal road in Blancano, Mountain Pine Ridge, and Cristo Rey now enjoy more consistent coverage, making Smart a reliable companion for every journey. Smart launched its fiber network in Sartineja, bringing reliable high-speed connectivity for today's digital needs.
At Smart, we strive to reflect the energy of Belize in everything we do. From celebrating 20 years of excellent service to exciting collaborations, we've shared unforgettable times. We've delighted you with our biggest giveaways and deals ever, ads you could laugh and connect to, and launched a revamped website to make your digital experience faster and more engaging.
As we look forward to the new year, we remain committed to what matters to you most. The communities we serve, the connections we build, and the precious moments we all share. All these remind us of our true identity and steadfast purpose, bringing people together.
After months without a full-time chief executive officer, the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital is moving closer to appointing new leadership. The institution has been without a CEO since October 15th, when former CEO Chandra Cancino's contract expired. According to Minister of Health and Wellness Kevin Bernard, the decision now rests squarely with the hospital's Board of Governors. In an official statement to News 5, the minister confirmed that the board is preparing to interview 5 candidates who applied for the post, with the aim of finalizing a decision by the end of this month. In the meantime, the ministry says an interim management team remains in place to ensure the continued and efficient operation of the country's main referral hospital. While the process is still ongoing, sources at KHMH indicate that former acting CEO Timothy Seguro is a strong contender for the position, but financial controller Shireen Reyes has emerged as the favorite of multiple board members. However, officials stress that the process is ongoing and no final decision has been taken as yet. The appointment of a new CEO is being closely watched as the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital continues to navigate ongoing challenges related to staffing, financing, and patient care. Karim Musa has been flying under the radar since losing the high-profile Home Affairs and New Growth Industries portfolio back in November. These days, he's heading Immigration, Labor, and Governance, a ministry often dubbed a political graveyard because, frankly, the only good news from there is usually no news at all. So when we caught up with Musa at a recent public event for his new ministry on Tuesday, we had to ask, does he miss the Ministry of Police?
I miss the police ministry. Minister Mira is right here, but I certainly am enjoying my time here at Immigration as well. I am absolutely impressed by the level of professionalism here at Immigration, Labor and Governance. I'm continuing my tour. There are a lot of other departments and offices that I need to visit, but it's been a very welcoming experience and I look forward to continuing to serve.
Belize's recent implementation of a U.S.-supported biometric data sharing program has raised concerns about privacy and transparency. The program introduces fingerprint and facial recognition systems at airports and border checkpoints. It aims to strengthen national security and streamline migration processes. Senator Patrick Faber has voiced concerns, stating that Belizeans have not been sufficiently informed about the agreements made with the U.S. government. Faber warns that sharing sensitive biodata without clear safeguards could expose citizens to misuse or coercion, calling for greater clarity and accountability from national leaders.
For us to say what we don't know is always a problem. We don't know what we've signed on to. In fact, some time ago, maybe about a year ago now, we saw the foreign minister sign an agreement with the US government already about sharing biodata information. And up to now, as the older people would say, we've not heard any clear clarification as to what that is. We saw yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that the Minister with responsibility for immigration, the Honorable Karim Musa, again signed an agreement for the sharing of biometrics and biodata. And we have to be very concerned when we are not hearing from our leaders what this information sharing. And people might say, this is no big deal, it's nothing happening here, it's okay to share this information. Think about your private information being shared to somebody, especially if it may land in the hand of your enemies or people who are at some point working against you or trying to coerce you into doing something that you might not feel important for you to do. Think of it in that light.
UDP Senator Patrick Faber has sharply criticized the government's response to recent events in Venezuela. According to Faber, the statement released by the Briceño administration on January 5th didn't clearly spell out Belize's foreign policy position and even avoided naming the United States as the force behind the military operation. He argues Belize is hiding behind CARICOM instead of standing firm on its own principles. And he suggests the government is more focused on keeping Washington happy than asserting an independent stance.
On January 5th, the government of Belize, the PUP government of Belize, made a statement on this matter. And the honest to goodness truth is that that statement reads like a generic press release, one that they just felt obliged to put out something, but that it does not communicate, did not then and does not now communicate any serious foreign policy position. If you read the statement, it doesn't even name the United States as the actor that carried out military operations in Venezuela. And even though the statement admits that the Venezuelan president was removed by force, the omission of the name of the country that carried it out, the actor, was not there. And this omission, my friends, matters because international law does not allow regime change by foreign military action. The release of the PUP hides behind CARICOM instead of leading. Belize aligns with a regional statement but refuses to say what Belize itself believes about the legality or the legitimacy of what occurred. The statement reads like a government afraid to offend Washington rather than one that is confident in its principles.
Up next, Belize mourns two icons, tourism pioneer and healthcare leader.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
This year reminded us that our work is so much more than communication. It's connection. Every time we supported a school, a youth program, or a community event, we felt the heartbeat of Belize. We met students who just needed someone to believe in them, and families grateful for a supportive hand. We saw communities welcome SMART not just as a brand, but a trusted friend. For us, impact is created through service, presence, and purpose. As we move into a new year, we remain committed to empowering our communities and sharing stories that reflect how SMART strengthens the connections that matter most.
That commitment to people drives how we build our products. We focus on delivering real value and flexibility. We upgraded our postpaid plans to include social media data, keeping you connected to your favorite platforms without the extra cost. For the prepay family, we enhanced prepay plans to ensure you get more data and benefits from every single recharge. Flex bundles now better match real-time budgets, improving affordability. We introduced affordable Mexico data bundles to keep you connected while traveling. We are listening, adapting, and ensuring you get high-value connectivity you deserve.
Great plans need a great network. SMART strengthened its promise of bringing people together by investing heavily in expansion. We added new towers in key areas, bringing a stronger signal and improved service to more communities. Customers along the coastal road in Blancano, Mountain Pine Ridge, and Cristo Rey now enjoy more consistent coverage, making SMART a reliable companion for every journey. SMART launched its fiber network in Sartineja, bringing reliable high-speed connectivity for today's digital needs.
At SMART, we strive to reflect the energy of Belize in everything we do. From celebrating 20 years of excellent service to exciting collaborations, we've shared unforgettable times. We've delighted you with our biggest giveaways and deals ever. Ads you could laugh and connect to, and launched a revamped website to make your digital experience faster and more engaging.
As we look forward to the new year, we remain committed to what matters to you most: the communities we serve, the connections we build, and the precious moments we all share. All these remind us of our true identity and steadfast purpose, bringing people together.
Start your day the right way with your morning boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your morning boost every weekday at 6 a.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Belize's tourism industry is mourning the loss of Michael J. Huchner, also known as Mike, the longtime steward of Belize's River Lodge and a pioneer in ecotourism and sport fishing. Huchner helped put Belize on the map as a top destination for anglers and nature lovers, championing conservation and sustainable tourism for decades. He served in key roles with the Belize Audubon Society and Tourism Associates and was honored as an Oceania Ocean Hero in 2018. Minister of Tourism Anthony Mahler and the Belize Tourism Board have extended condolences to his family and friends, remembering a legacy that shaped the industry and inspired generations. Meanwhile, Belize's medical community is also mourning the loss of Dr. Francis Gary Longsworth, former CEO of the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. He passed away over the weekend after a brief illness. Longsworth began his career as a biology lecturer before studying medicine at UWI. He later returned home to lead KHMH, where he oversaw major improvements, including the neonatal pediatric intensive care unit. Colleagues remember him as calm, approachable, and deeply committed to healthcare. Beyond KHMH, he served on the HelpAge Belize board and worked tirelessly to improve medical services. He is survived by his former wife, Luz, and 2 adult children. His legacy of leadership and compassion will continue to shape Belize's health sector for years to come. Lead opposition Senator Patrick Faber is calling out Prime Minister John Bersenio for skipping the funeral of former Senator Henry Gordon. Faber says the PM's absence was a glaring omission, especially at a ceremony that honored Gordon with full state tributes, including a 21-gun salute. He went further, pointing out that the wreath meant for the Prime Minister was left untouched after the service, calling it a sign of disrespect to Gordon's legacy and years of public service.
Senator Gordon, by all means, should have gotten the full honors, and he did get the 21-gun salute of the BDF. He did get the presence of the Governor General. He did get the presence of the leader of the opposition or party leader. And he did get the presence of the President of the Senate, the chamber of our National Assembly, his House of the National Assembly that he served in for 4 years. But he did not get the presence and the honor of the Prime Minister of Belize, and I say today that that is a great shame to Mr. Gordon's public life and contributions to our country. When it was time to lay the wreath, you know they have 4 wreaths, one for the Governor General, one for the Prime Minister, one for the Leader of the Opposition, and one for the representative from the House in our bicameral legislature that individual served on. The wreath for the Prime Minister lay on the tripod and remain on the tripod even after the funeral. Shame, shame, shame.
After 5 long years on the sidelines, thanks to the pandemic, Belize's biggest basketball show is finally back. The National Elite Basketball League, or NEBL, is making its return, and it's coming back bigger and better than ever. The league has been rebranded, backed by the Ministry of Sports, and promises national reach, stability, and the largest cash prizes in Belizean sports history. Mark your calendars. Tip-off is February 20th. So, what's behind the comeback? What's at stake for players, and which teams are ready to hit the court? NEBL Operations Manager Dr. Karim Juan breaks it all down.
So the NEBL is back. Our last season was in 2020, which was abruptly stopped due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And during that 5-year hiatus, they had the BEBL and BPBL. The Ministry of Sports decided they would want to revive back NEBL. And so I think the rebranding back to NEBL was more trying to symbolize a new start, symbolize stability, given that the NEBL was in operation for 7 years prior to that disruption.
What's the prize and where is it coming from?
Okay, so that is, I assume that is one of the biggest cuts right now. So the league is offering $100,000 cash prize, which I think would be one of the biggest cash prizes in sports history in Belize. So the first place team will gobble up majority of that, so they would get $70,000, and the second place team will receive $30,000. The league is still in the process of seeking different sponsors to ensure that all of this materializes. The Ministry of Sports is also assisting, so the league will be falling under their banner per se. Our team commitments has also been finalized, so we have 7 teams. So we have a new franchise coming out of Corozal Spartans, Orange Walk Running Rebels, Belize City Defenders, San Pedro Tiger Sharks, Domapan Trojans, Kaya Western Ballers, and Easy Investments, Dangriga Dream Ballers.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice on our first story, second arrest in Mark Gabriel murder case. John Suazo commented, "Hopefully the prosecution personnel will be able to get a successful guilty verdict without a reasonable doubt." On the topic, Lee Mark warns of credit card fraud tied to BPOs. Willie shared, "The good pay for the bad. This can affect lots of jobs in Belize if this continues to happen, and I hope it can stop soon." And finally, on tour guides push for Makah Sanctuary approval, William Show shared, "Conservation is not always easy to take in, but like what Basilio said, the bigger the village gets, the more land is needed. It's about time they protect a piece for the birds. They can't fight for themselves." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming, and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.